It's time for episode 23 of this nickel hunt and album fill. One box, box 32. Hey everybody, it's Rob with RobFindsTreasure, and we have a nickel hunt and album fill episode for you here today. It has been difficult for me to get circulated nickel boxes this week alone, and it's only Wednesday. I had to pick up 5 nickel boxes just to get one that wasn't uncirculated. I picked up 2 from a bank, both uncirculated. Took them to another bank, swapped them, 2 more uncirculated. Took it to my last bank, 2 more boxes, but they only gave me 1 because they said they only had 1. So I deposited the 1 box, switched it out, got in the car and thought, here we go again, another uncirculated box. But when I popped the top, I was pleasantly surprised for 2 reasons. 1, not only is it not an uncirculated box, but I see a lot of non-brand new, if you will, nickels. I don't know if this means it's going to have a lot of oldies or any finds for the album, but at the end of the day, it was great to see a nickel box that was circulated, and looks like we have a few older enders on the top. And of course, I haven't checked the other side or the insides. We'll do that during the hunt. Now, I do want to remind for those that have not watched the previous 22 episodes that I'll have a link to that playlist both down below and pinned up here. And I do recommend that you check out those videos before watching this one so that you can get the kind of gist of where we're at on the hunt. For those that have already watched the other 22 episodes, you'll recall we have been stuck at 132 of the 138 nickels required to complete this album, and we have not found anything for a while. Namely because we need 3 key dates still, 2 tougher to find war nickels, and my nemesis lately, the 55 piece of my key date. That's all we need. Now, we have been finding some good upgraders, and this album continues to become nicer and nicer with every hunt. But we've been doing 2 box hunts lately. That way we can kind of hedge our bets, if you will. And 1 box will be tough, but I just couldn't prolong another video seeing as how it's been so tough to get circulated nickel boxes. Now that we've done all that and said a lot, you guys know the drill. We are going to begin this nickel hunt and album fill with roll number 1, but I do want to make one special note. I have upgraded my nickel coin hunts mats. They now list several, almost I think every single one of the varieties that you can find for both Buffalo nickels and Jefferson nickels. So if you don't have the newer mats, or you would like to get a mat and you don't even have a mat yet, I also have a link to those down below, and I'll even put a quick link to my site up here. That's a mouthful. Let's quit yapping, start unwrapping, and see if we can get something nice for the collection. Roll number 3 of the box. We have our first find, and it's going to be a 40s nickel, a 1946 Philadelphia. So we could check it for a couple of different things. One, we'll check to see if it's a Henning nickel, which you would identify easily before you weigh it by a notch here in the R, which it's not a Henning nickel. 1946 Jefferson nickel, found in the box. Roll 3. We're on the board. Roll number 6, and ironically, the second find is going to be another 1946. Another 1946 Philadelphia. Not a Henning. And it's got some damage there. But I don't see any of the doubling on the reverse either. Either way, 2 46s through 6 rolls. Roll number 7, third find of the box, is going to be a 1954 54S. Let's take a look at that 54S and see if it's the S over D. And I don't see the S over D on that one, but nice one to look at, and always nice to see a 54 San Francisco in the hunt. Same roll on the back of the roll is going to produce a 1959 Denver. Roll number 13, our second 1954 as well. This one's going to be minted in Denver. 54 Denver. For funsies, let's take a look at that mint mark. Yeah, 54 Denver. We'll take it. 2 from 54, 2 from 46, and a 59. Roll 16, another nickel from the 50s. Last year in the 50s, 1959, Denver. You stay over there. Same roll, and our third one from 1959, second in the same roll. 1959 Denver as well. We're on roll 25, the midpoint of the box, and we're going to get our first foreign, and it's going to be a Canadian nickel. Queen Elizabeth on the obverse should be a beaver on the reverse. And it is 1995 Canadian nickel. Roll number 31, and we finally have another find. It's a 1957 nickel, minted in Denver. Roll number 33, and we have found ourselves a 50s nickel. It's a 58. 58, Denver. Roll number 34, back-to-back rolls with a find, and we've got a 1956 Denver nickel to add to the board. Roll 35, we're 3 in a row now. We got a 57 nickel, and if I recall, that's 58, 56, and 57 Denvers all in a row. Roll number 44, another 1958. This one minted in Denver. Roll 45, we finally got another nickel from the 40s. It had been a while. This one a 1948, minted in Denver. Roll number 46, and we've got a pretty nice 1958 here. It might be a Philly because it's so nice, and typically the better dates are the ones I find that are nicer. But it's not, it's just a 58D. I don't think it'll upgrade, but it's definitely worth taking a peek at for sure. Thought we had a proof nickel here. That thing is shiny. Only problem is, it's a 1976 Denver that I believe must have been polished because it is a very shiny nickel. Roll number 49 is actually going to produce a 1949, and it took me a second. I actually picked it up and saw that it said 1949. 49 Philly. Chewed up, won't upgrade, but another find from the 40s nonetheless. Roll number 50, and I was thinking this box was not going to give me a parting gift in the last roll, and sure enough, fourth coin from the end of the roll, we've got a 1939 second year Jefferson nickel. Is there a mint mark? There is not. Is it the famous doubled die reverse? And it is not going to be the DDR as well. And we have a pretty nice 1939 in the album already, but it is nice to see a second year Jefferson nickel. I had a feeling it wasn't going to be a key date based on the wear. Typically, key date ones, like I've said earlier, do have less wear on them because they were either held in an album, a collection, or even if they're in general circulation, they were held long enough before they made it to circulation. Either way, I'll take it. And since I have you here, we might as well go ahead and take a peek at the last couple of nickels. And there's nothing worth mentioning in those last few. Let me get ready for the wrap up, and I'll bring you in, although I'm pretty suspicious that nothing is going to upgrade the album. But let me just do a count and see if we have anything that's worth upgrading. All right, we've gone through that 50 roll nickel box, and we did find 12 nickels in the 50s, 4 in the 40s, 1 in the 30s. We only have one upgrade, but we do have an upgrade. That 58D is slightly better than the one in the album, a deeper strike, and a better finish. And I already pulled this one out because it's a loose one. The reverse is definitely better on that one. One upgrade, that's it. We also found a Canadian nickel from 1995 and the world's shiniest non-proof 1976 Denver. Crazy. No need to show me plugging that one in. Basically, we're stuck still at 132 out of the 138 nickels. And with one box, it's definitely going to be tough. I'm only going to get one box a week to hunt. Hopefully, my 2-box pickup tomorrow gives me the opportunity to grab a couple or at least one more circulated nickel box so we can work some more on this album. In the meantime, we'll keep doing this series as long as we can. Hopefully, it'll be filled up by 50 boxes, but if not, we'll just keep going. I know we didn't have lots of finds, but hopefully you still found this nickel hunt fun. If you did, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. And as always, everyone, happy hunting, and thanks for watching. We've done pretty good for silver on the year, in the 2021 silver jar. Just not for nickels. I know. Not for nickels.